welcome or welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things planning, journaling and stationaries. Today I had a small realization that I've been dragging to open my Hobonichi for the past few weeks, and I want to share how I've been trying to put myself back on track. No shame to anyone who's been having a Hobonichi funk. From my previous experience, I actually used Hobonichi since 2013 if I'm not mistaken, and at some point I was using it for my personal life as a memory keeping. Sometimes I was using it for my work life, so basically more of to-do list situation. And since 2018, when I started using Hobonichi Weeks Mega for my memory keeping, that's how long I've been enjoying Hobonichi. But I do know that by the time this May hits, it's always the time where I feel like I'm not sure if this is the planner I want to use. And I think many of us can relate to this because I do see many people showing less and less photo on Instagram, or some people even switching things up. No shame, because I've also done that. So I want to share my own way of how I'm trying to get myself in a good relationship, especially with the planner. So just to give you a background as a realistic situation, that I've been using this Hobonichi planner for my family memory keeping since January, of course. And I think most of January is nicely filled up. I mean, obviously it's January, so it's filled with memories and ephemeras, and I really like how it's looking like. But we had a new addition. We had a baby in mid-January, so then things are slowing down, and all I managed to do for the certain period of time is just putting the pictures here. So I was not writing anything, I just stuck something, put some pictures here, because I normally print in batch. So when I print it, I just put it here, but I try to write, but it's been just so empty. And toward the end of March, I really struggled to keep up, and I didn't want to touch it. So there's empty pages like this. And then April, we actually came back from Japan, so lifestyle has shifted a bit. So I really tried to kind of put myself back. However, there's too many like blank pages that are happening, and the idea of backfilling is daunting, but I also don't like to have it in a blank page like this. And I actually thought of giving up. And I shared in my previous Hobonichi video that for me, Hobonichi Weeks Mega, this is the anchor planner. So as long as I'm updating this, all the other traveler's notebook or planner or other journals, those are like my fun experiments. So as long as this is up to date, I was very okay. So at some point I almost dropped Hobonichi, and I came to realize I did the same thing last year. So I do have a video of that, but I had a cousin. I tried to use A5 size cousin last year, and I spectacularly failed around May. So exactly the same timing. So what happened was I got so excited. January to March it was okay. However, April came. That big space in front of me was just way too much. Plus the idea of having the weekly vertical there, plus doing the daily pages, it was just too much. So I dropped it officially in mid-May. And I actually purchased the planner last year somewhere in summer, and I kind of moved everything to a smaller size. So this year I thought smaller size would stick with me, but again around April, May, this is always this Hobonichi funk situation for me. So actually that realization was actually great, so that I could actually say, oh, you know, I'm not the problem. It's always this season that 5th month of the year is always my Hobonichi breakdown moment. So yeah, upon recognizing that it's May, I took things very gently, not stressing myself out. So I actually packed this and put it not on the shelf that where I normally touch, but I put it in the cupboard where there's a door. So I was not like, this was out of reach for more than 2 weeks. And then I kind of had the idea of, maybe I want to go back or maybe not. And at some point, I think I came across some of the photos on Instagram that was showing a very nice spread of Hobonichi A6 size. And I was like, And what I did to revamp my relationship with Hobonichi A6 size, I think it applies to whatever planner that you're using, is first of all, I just packed it there so that it's out of sight. There's no like scary thing coming out of the book, so that I was just taking a space away from the planner. That was the first step. Second thing I did was I actually kind of binge watched YouTube videos from the creators who use the same planner consecutively. So not the, I have a new planner, I'm gonna do the setup kind of video, because that's like very fancy. Yes, everyone's motivated when you actually have a new planner in front of you, but seeing someone using the same one consecutively years after years actually gave me a realization that not everyone has every page filled in. So, sometimes it's nicely decorated, sometimes it's like a big messy writing, sometimes it's an empty page or just sticking something in, and that was okay for those people. And I realized, oh, maybe I have actually, I did a very nice spread January. I mean, that's always what we do in January, right? So, maybe expectation on how I want this to look like had been a bit too high to keep up. So seeing someone using it for a long time and then, in a various way gave me a good insight that, oh, it doesn't need to be completely perfect. And also seeing other people using the planner in a very creative way or fun way or loving their planner kind of gave me an idea that, oh, I actually also want to enjoy my planner a little bit more. And the second thing I actually did is to get out of this perfectionist of how I want this to look like. I tried using it as just a note. So what I did is, I think it's here, somewhere here. I was reading the book. No, I was reading a book and I was also listening to a podcast. So I said, okay, I'm just going to break the rule that this needs to be a nice capsule of our life. But sometimes if the page is blank for a couple of days, I'm just going to use it as a note. Yes, changing the style is always, scary, and I feel like I'm going to kind of ruin the book. But rather than just keeping it empty and giving me some stress, I said, okay, I'm going to fill it in. So I was reading a book, Atomic Habits, so I took some notes. I saw some video on bullet journaling, which I often do when I kind of lose the planner motivation. So I went back to bullet journal videos on YouTube. So I actually took note as I was watching the video. And this was like a nice crack to actually start picking this notebook again. So I feel like I don't need to do a full sentence journal entry, but sometimes it can be just simple notes. And something I also did was, upon watching bullet journal video, I kind of got the idea of, oh, maybe I could do the rapid log system again, which I used to do 2 years back with my home. So I tried doing some rapid logging here for just 2 days, and I realized, oh, this is actually more overwork than picking maybe 1 or 2 things from the day and journal about it. So I said, okay, let me kind of resume what I used to do. So sometimes I wrote about something and this remains empty, but that's okay. I wrote mini things about three items just to use up the space. And slowly, I am kind of getting back to how I used to do with a less more of pen to paper situation. And gradually, I think I am getting back in place. So I actually went back and did a few backfilling just to get myself into writing in this notebook again. And I actually did a few from our Japan trip also. I don't know which one it was. But anyways, so what I want to say is, if you feel like your Hobonichi or whatever notebook, especially this kind of like 1 page a day, which is a lot to keep up with, if you feel like you're falling off the wagon, maybe you can just pack it for the time being, just to be, have a nice, better relationship. Just keep a space. And also just research how other people are using it. Maybe you can just completely shift the way you use, or even just finding some new ways to use. So you can just try if you like it or not, like I did for my rapid logging, which I didn't quite like, but that was a nice experiment. Also, like cracking the method or layout that you've been sticking might be overwhelming at the moment, so maybe just a simple sentence might be better. And also just embracing the fact that empty space is very, very okay. So I normally don't use this months. There's a one space for each month, like coming up, where maybe you can do some target setting or even memory keeping, but I don't know what to do with it, so I'm okay with just keeping it blank. And that's how I am trying to get back into a good routine of daily journaling. And something I noticed is that I actually resumed working, so now I'm back in office, that I have more of me time. So I'm also trying to carry this in my bag. So maybe at lunchtime when I have some few moments, rather than just scrolling on the phone after having my lunch, I would open and try to jot things down. And even how I journal, where I journal, when I journal, is I'm kind of experimenting to see how it's going to fit nicely again in my kind of new lifestyle. So yeah, I just wanted to take a quick video that is very okay that your Hobonichi life is slowing down. I think everyone does, to be honest. So let's find a way how we can revamp and enjoy this gorgeous notebook that we got so excited to get in November, December. So yeah, that's a quick check-in. I will share with you some updates as the month goes. And until then, see you in the next video.